It has to be descriptive so you know like what that person looks like. Like you know Brutus the Barber Beefcake is going to be somebody that's ripped out and probably a little crazy. What do you think you have a harder time doing? Letting go of something old or starting something new?
I would say I have a harder time starting something new, but not necessarily doing it, but staying with it.
Oh, like you have a difficulty kind of establishing a new habit, like a new pattern in your life.
Yeah, I have no problem throwing away like old things. Actually, I would prefer it. There's very few things from my past that I have.
I tend to keep things and get attached to things just because that's what I like, and they usually stop making the things that I like. So, like, I kept my first truck for 18 years.
I mean,
not because I didn't, just because it was like, that's the truck that I liked. They didn't have another one that I wanted.
I mean, how long haven't you had that motorcycle for 20 years?
I've had my motorcycle since 2006. And I haven't ridden it in 5 years. And it's just sitting back behind my house. But someday.
All right, let's give some shout-outs here. Let's see. We'll start with Andy February, Angelina Tarcoma, Lynn Coe. You're right. I do say it kind of very robotically. I'm going to try to do the
like
last seven here.
you've never seen the word before. But you're trying to enunciate, man. I get it.
Christopher Brewer, Johnny India. Is that better?
Not really.
I can do it like an announcer. Bob Amadeus. And now starting in shortstop, Ayub Alui.
Oh, is that really somebody's name? I like that name, Ayub Alui. I like that.
Lucas Pellissier, Jamie Phelan, Alexander Roberto, and we're going to end here with Connie Smith. Appreciate
you don't see a lot of Connies.
Not much anymore,
name. No. That's a name that immediately dates you. Like, oh, that's not a young person. I would be surprised if Connie's under the age of 30.
Well, that's fair. I actually work with a Connie. And I've worked with other Connies. I actually know quite a bit of Connies or Constances.
I don't know if I know a single Connie. Connie Cola. That name is familiar to me, and I have no idea why.
It's clearly not a real name. So,
Connie Cola? Oh, it was somebody. I did used to work with somebody named Connie Cola. That's the only Connie I know.
All right. Well, let's. I want you to solve this debate because for whatever reason I've had this debate/conversation with probably 6 people in the last week.
Okay.
What is the best style of pizza?
What do you mean style of pizza?
Like if you could have so you could have one slice of any kind of pizza. What are you going with? New York, Detroit, Chicago?
Oh, Costco. Whatever kind of pizza Costco makes. I don't know about all these types like New York, Chicago, blah, blah, blah. Just give me pizza, man. What does Papa John's make? Or what does Pizza Hut make? That kind. I like a slightly thick crust. The regular pizza. The best kind of pizza is regular pizza. That's the kind of pizza that I like.
All right, in this week's RIP.
Wait, which one are you
can we give a shout out?
What's your pizza? What's your favorite pizza?
I mean, I'm gonna give a bullshit answer. I mean, I can go. I have a favorite place for each. I have been eating a lot of New York style lately, which is unlike me. But Detroit and Chicago, it's really bready, man. And as I get older, I don't want to eat 700 calories in one slice.
There's no such thing as Detroit style pizza.
Okay, see.
There isn't. There's New York and there's Chicago. Detroit is not in this conversation. I know that you guys want to try to butt your way into it. No, Detroit style. It's really good. No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not. Nobody outside of Detroit has ever heard of Detroit style pizza.
Oh, that's fine.
Does it come with getting shot? You get a pizza and they shoot you in the leg? Is that Detroit style pizza? No one cares about Detroit style pizza except for people in Detroit.
You better be careful there, Mr. Seattle.
There's
You
no.
guys,
We're not trying to class it up.
you're right. You're not. You're not at all.
It's Seattle style. What is it? It's exactly the same. We just because it's in Seattle, we call it Seattle style.
I don't think Seattle is known for anything. Free Willy?
Fish, like a specific kind of food. I don't
Yeah.
think there's a Seattle dog, but
What is a Seattle dog?
I don't know. I haven't had it. I will tell you this: I've lived in a number of different cities. That sounds like a really DB thing to say, but I've lived in a number of
Definitely.
different cities, and the
Definitely.
one that had the best food was Tucson, Arizona. By far, not even a competition. What are you doing over there?
I can't get my camera to focus on my
Maybe
face.
stop moving around.
I
Get
can't. I'm
heated.
just can't.
I
I'm
mean,
too
my
jittery,
whole-
man.
My
I
whole
came
goal
across
of this
these
episode
energy
is
drink
to-
things. I'm drinking like 5 of them a day, and I just can't stop moving.
What kind of energy drinks are you drinking? You got it right there? Please tell me you have it right there.
Yeah, can I do like ad placement, or is that
Yeah,
like
sure.
It's Zoa's, the Rocks company.
Oh God, how many milligrams of caffeine is in that sucker?
Well, that's the problem. It doesn't say, and I haven't looked up how many.
You want me to?
Sure.
Okay, I'll look it up while you go on to the next thing.
No, I just wanted to give a shout out to in memorandum not memorandum. Memoriam.
That's a lot, dude.
Yeah.
How many of you had a day?
I mean, this is my 4th one today.
Oh my God, they've got 200 milligrams of caffeine. You've had
Shit.
800 You've had 800 milligrams of caffeine today. I look at mine like I have 3 sodas a day, morning, midday, and towards the evening, and they have about 40 milligrams of caffeine in them each. So that's 120 for me for the day. And you're rocking 800 plus. Did you have a coffee?
No, I'm trying to get off coffee.
It's just not working by going harder. That's like trying to get off of weed by doing heroin.
Yeah.
Not gonna work.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know. Maybe that's why they don't put it on the can. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, dude. If they're not labeling something, that means there's a lot or none.
You ever seen what's that movie? Wolf of Wall Street? Boom,
Mm-mm.
boom, boom, boom.
Is that what
My
your
heart's-
heart's doing?
I can just feel it, man. It's just a boof.
Man, since I usually only have like a soda, which is about, like I said, 30 to 40, we have a coffee machine at work, and I just tried like this one thing, and I didn't realize how much caffeine was in coffee, and I was just walking around like I was a hummingbird just floating through the office.
Are you like the old man now at your work? I'm gonna try out the coffee machine.
I am. No, if I could, do you ever see those like freestyle soda machines where you can get like all kinds of different soda? You press the button and it changes, and they've got like 400 different varieties. I would be there all day trying every single one.
Just to see what tickles your fancy.
Just to see what it is, right? Like I'm going to try, I'll try 15 different flavors of Fanta.
Yeah, I'll try it.
You never know, man. Could be delicious.
Anyways, what were we even talking about? I feel like this episode is
It's a little bit all over the place.
what I have written down here. Oh, Missy Houston or Sissy Houston
Who?
died today.
I don't even know who that is.
Whitney's mother, Sissy.
So? I
Oh,
mean,
I'm sorry that you don't
but
have
I'm like,
respect
was I supposed to
one of-
know about that? Is she famous?
I mean, yes, and she also gave birth to one of the greatest musicians ever.
Her name is Sissy?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what she goes by.
Cissy. Sissy Houston. That'd be a hard name if you were a guy. Can you imagine if you were a guy and your nickname was Sissy? Like, what's your name? Sissy Shoal. Like, your high school was not going to be easy for you.
The alliteration itself would probably not be the greatest.
Sissy Shoal.
Sissy Shoal. One, I don't know if this is new, but I've never had it before. But I was at a restaurant, and I was served by a robot.
What do you mean you were served by an actual robot came out?
Yeah, like came
That's kinda
over,
awesome.
said hello, gave us menus. We picked our food, brought us our food, even came back once and asked us if we wanted refills on our drinks.
Was it okay? But how was the robot service? What did you say? It's better or worse than a human?
I mean, obviously there was no personality there. My kids loved it. There was no personality there, but yeah, it was fine. I mean, if that's the future, I mean, obviously it isn't because you can't put all the service industry out of work. But man, it was okay. Well, I'm not against it.
I do find it really interesting that just within our lifetimes, I've gone from not really wanting to trust the computer or machines to I would rather trust a computer or a machine. 15, 20 years ago, if somebody was like, let the computer do it, I'd be like, I don't trust those things. Now people are like, let the computer do it. I'd be like, no, let the computer do it. I don't trust the people.
This is just a random question I have for you.
You still got heartburn, dude?
Oh, it's terrible. And drinking 4 energy drinks a day, it's just tearing
my... You gotta get that under control, man. You gotta, like...
Oh, my gosh. So no one cares, and people probably don't realize this, but I tore my calf muscle back in May.
No.
And I
you
just...
bring it up every episode.
I just started going back to the gym, and I did a half an hour of cardio, just did the elliptical, and I got off. And I'm going to have to take a picture next time I do it. It was like a mountain. The swelling from my calf, like, went and just stopped at my ankle. And it was like, there was a shelf. It was insane. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, dude. Like, you don't just go from 0 to 60. You probably should have done, like, 5 minutes. Seeing how that went. Then maybe tried 10. Not just like, you know what? It's my first day back in the gym. Let's go ahead and do max bench press. And I'm just going to sprint across the room. Like... Well, you gotta warm up.
I am benching 405.
No, not many people are. Not many people are these days. Do you have anything else?
Yeah. So, have you ever gone to court to like challenge a ticket?
No, I have not. Are you gonna go?
I will let you know. It's still a little ways out. It's about 2 weeks out, but I will let you know how that goes for me.
Well, okay. Well, give us the situation. What happened? What'd you get the ticket for? Why are you challenging it?
I got.
Ooh, let me be the judge. Let's do this. I'm the judge. You're making your case. Okay, let's practice. Okay. I'm the judge. Sure. You're making your case. I'm gonna be hard on you. I'm gonna come after you.
I apologize for everyone that's listening to this. Your Honor. I was pulled over for apparently doing a California roll through a stop sign. Though I had enough time to look at the officer in the eyes and then keep going. So clearly I had stopped a little bit. By the way, he was parked out in front of a good buddy of mine's house, of which I have doorbell camera video that shows that I did pretty much come to a stop. And then...
pretty much or did? Because pretty much is not did. So did you come to a stop or did you not? Because when I look at this video, am I going to see that you pretty much came to a stop or am I going to see that you did come to a stop?
So by Michigan law, and I'm not sure that you would even agree with this.
You're insulting the judge. You're insulting the judge because he doesn't know Michigan law. That's what you're saying right now. You're going to tell the judge how you know Michigan law better than he does. Or she does.
You're supposed to come to a complete stop for 2 seconds.
Okay. Did you do that?
I did not come to a complete stop for 2 seconds, but I stopped.
Case dismissed. Right, pay the ticket. You just admitted that you did it. You just admitted that you did it.
Sir or ma'am. Can we just go on to the second part of this?
No, I have about 15,000 more of these cases today. You just said that you did not go ahead and come to a complete stop. There's video evidence that you talk about. The video evidence, you don't really seem to stop, so this case is going to go ahead and be thrown out.
Oh, I'm fucked.
Are you going to try to bring in video evidence that shows you kind of doing something?
No.
Like, you can see that I stopped. You didn't.
No.
But you lost. You lost. Don't fight the ticket. It's over for you.
The reason why I'm actually taking it to court is I'm not going to dispute that. Whatever. I did that. I deserve that ticket. But then I got wrote up for having an expired license plate. But it's because my birthday was like 4 days, after my plate expired. But you have a month in Michigan to renew your tags, so it's a legal plate. And the cop still wrote me a ticket, so that's why I'm going to go fight that, because it's more expensive than the rolling through the stop sign ticket. So,
Oh. But that's the kind of thing that, like, the cops should know the law on that. Like, maybe you mess that up and you just don't realize it.
I'm not going to say what city it is. And listen, I respect all law enforcement. Don't take it that way. You know, I didn't give him a fit then, and I won't give him a fight if he shows up in court. But, you know, it's an expensive ticket when, you know, like,
how much is the ticket?
I have a month. About $200.
Okay. Do you have to take off work to go do it?
No, I have the first appointment or whatever at 8 a.m. in the morning. So the judge is going to be real happy.
What day of the week is it?
A Thursday, I think.
He might be more lenient on a Thursday. Monday they're not taking anything, and they don't want any of your mess, man. By Thursday they're like,
it is what it is. It's not a big deal, but you know, I just, you know, it's a lot of money to pay for.
You got to fight the power, man.
Yeah,
it's not even about the money; it's about the principle of it. That you're right. You need to fight the power. But also don't come in there and be like, did you stop? Well, kinda did. Well, kinda isn't doing it. So you lost that.
See, the problem is I work in the media, so I have relationships with, like, the court clerk. So when I called her and was like, hey, she's like, oh, yeah, you're probably not getting out of that one. But if you are saying what you say you're saying, you might have a chance at the license plate one. So I'm like, oh, thanks. Well, sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, fight the power, man.
I'll give you all an update in a few weeks, let you know how I lost. So.
Well, make sure you drink at least like 5. Have like 5 energy drinks and go in there.
Just do I dress up? Do I wear a suit? Do I wear just blue jeans? Like
go half and half. Suit top, shorts in the bottom.
Yeah, because that will get me a.
And then show up and say you thought it was the Zoom. Say you thought it was Zoom.
Speaking of, do you remember during the pandemic with the attorney with the cat eyes? He locked out the cat filter.
Yeah, I do remember that. I am not a cat. Like, well, thanks for clarifying that. I mean, that was one of those things that, like, all of society just needs to laugh about, because that was pretty funny. Are you ready for our top 5, or do you got something else there?
No, I'm ready. I don't. I need to get into a good place for this, so.
For people who aren't aware of this, John is a casual bandwagon wrestling fan.
Oh, my God.
He pretends to know what's going on.
False.
Occasionally, I will text him about wrestling things, and he never seems very excited. He never really wants to talk about it. So John is a casual wrestling fan. Don't expect too much of him. I'm not even sure if he knows much about wrestling. But we are doing the top 5 wrestling names of all time. Were you able to come up with 5 wrestlers? Casual fan? John,
first off,
casual wrestling fan. John.
I don't respond back to you because you usually text me at like midnight because we have a 3-hour time difference. And all you're trying to do is poke the bear. So that's why I don't respond to anyone who's wondering.
Not a wrestling fan.
And yes, I have. It's hard to narrow it down to 5, but yes, I have a list.
All right, so top 5 wrestling names of all time. Who's your number 5?
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh, okay. All right, I like Bam Bam Bigelow. I can see it. I can see it.
Okay. What's your number 5?
Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Okay,
you can't go wrong with Brutus the Barber Beefcake. I have no idea what Brutus the Barber Beefcake does. I don't know what Brutus the Barber Beefcake looks like, but I know the name of Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
I mean, he was kind of a jobber, but definitely walked around with shears, and yeah, he was around for quite a while.
He was a big time name. He was a big name. Brutus. You can't go wrong. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. That's a great name. What's your number 4?
Greg the Hammer Valentine.
It's all right.
The Hammer?
They're called the Hammer.
That's amazing.
There's a lot of people. It's not better than Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Just because, like you said, you don't know what the hell that means. Nobody does.
It's such a good wrestling name, though. Like the Hammer, the Anvil, even like the Rock. Like, it's okay. I want more creativity. Like Coco Beware, which is my number 4. Coco Beware is an amazing name. You got a problem with Coco Beware?
No, that's not one of the best names ever, but whatever.
Coco Beware is a great name.
I got to tell you, my list doesn't get more exciting because if you're a real wrestling fan, you know why my top 5 is what it is. But I'm excited to see what you're...
Right, if you're a real wrestling fan, you like names like Jared Carmichael. I think that's like an actual famous person. But like Jared Smith. Great wrestling name. That's exciting.
Anyways, my number 3, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's a pretty good one. That's the only kind of like real name that I could go with. Like Steve. He made Steve cool. That's hard to do.
He did. He sure did.
That is not a name that... Steve is not a name that anybody expects to see like a real cool guy. Right? Do you know anybody who's like a real cool guy named Steve? Like always a little nerdy, a little dorky, that's a Steve.
No, I don't.
Right? Sorry, all Steves. It's not like Nick's a great one. I mean, I'm just saying, like every Steve I know is like a little nerdy and dorky.
I mean, it's better than Steve, so.
How do you feel? Do you think Steve Vin is better than Steve? Who do you like more, Steve or Steven?
Steve.
Yeah, I like Steve more than Steven, too, right? Because Steven is a Steve that takes his name too seriously. My number 3 is Big Poppa Pump, Scott Steiner. Oh, Big Poppa Pump. That's not a good name. You need a name like Brock. Brock.
You don't even know his last name.
What is it, Brock Lesnar? Like, that's a great wrestling name. You're going to have... Who are you more excited to see, Brock Lesnar or Big Poppa Pump?
I mean, yes, Big Poppa Pump.
Big Poppa Pump. Wasn't his brother also named the Dog-Faced Gremlin?
Yes, he was. Rick Steiner.
Yeah, I know he was. I'm a real wrestling fan, not a casual like you.
Have
you heard of WrestleMania?
I heard you so much. My number 2 is a tie. Guys from the same era. The Nature Boy and Macho Man.
Oh, okay. Okay, my number 2 is Gorilla Monsoon. That's amazing. You don't like Gorilla Monsoon?
No, I do. I love Gorilla Monsoon. He was amazing for the business, but...
Oh, I love Gorilla Monsoon. I think that's an incredible name. What's your number 1?
Man, I mean, it was so hard. But I'm going with a personal favorite of mine. Jake the Snake Roberts.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, because it transcends wrestling. How many times have you been like Jake the Snake or Jake from State Farm or, like it's good. Like it just goes.
Yeah, none. I've never done that, but I don't really like snakes, so maybe that's my thing. My number 1, I think, is really the best professional wrestling name of all time, which is Macho Man Randy Savage. Macho Man is the best. It's the best wrestling name, in my opinion.
It's really number 1 could have been 15 different names.
I really thought about putting Gorilla Monsoon as number 1, because that's a great name.
My honorable mention is insane. I don't even want to go through all of them.
All right, well, just give me 10 of them then.
The Dynamite Kid.
Yeah.
Diamond Dallas Page.
A little bit better.
Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Kamala, the Ugandan giant.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It has to be descriptive, so you know like what that person looks like. Like Brutus the Barber Beefcake is going to be somebody that's ripped out and probably a little crazy.
Yeah, just fucking crazy. The Big Boss Man.
Yeah, it's a good one.
The Ultimate Warrior. Andre the Giant. And I'll end, man, like I just have, so I'm trying to pick out like my favorite from the list that I had written down. So I'll end here on Haystacks Calhoun.
That's pretty good. I like that one. You know what one that really we should have put in there that I just now thought of is Sergeant Slaughter.
That is a good one.
That's a good one. I forgot entirely about Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I mean, you could put the Iron Sheik in there.
That's a good one, too.
I mean, the Undertaker.
Yeah. The Undertaker. The other ones that I have on there are Mr. Perfect.
Ooh, that's R.I.P. Good one, good one.
Oh, he's dead?
Yeah, he died like 20 years ago.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh. This guy, like, it was a good name. I think that he was pretty much been documented as quite the terrible person. But Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
I mean, if anyone knows anything about wrestling, Vince McMahon, they're all pretty terrible people.
Yeah, they do seem to be all... That documentary is like, oh, wait, they're all kind of terrible. Or at least the promoters all seem like they're a little bit terrible. Who else did I have? No, that was it. That was it. I thought about Ultimate Warrior, but then it like, oh yeah, that's okay. Bret the Hitman Hart's pretty good too.
Yeah, I mean, you got to separate the character from the name. That's what makes a great name.
Like Coco Beware?
Sure, because no one remembers him. Unless you're a real wrestling fan, which you are.
Right. I mean, I knew who Coco Beware was. You probably don't even know. But did you know that not only do they have WrestleMania, they also have SummerSlam? Have you heard about SummerSlam?
You want me to rage quit? Because I'm getting pretty close.